Welcome students to the third and final part of our video online lab determining the density of pennies. In this portion of the lab we're going to actually do the density of the gold pennies. There were no videos online that actually did this, so we're going to make our own video right now. The quality of this will be just enough that you should be able to get the idea of what we are doing. First, we have our 10 gold pennies. They're fabulous, spectacular pennies. Right here, you can see them. These are gold, all 10 of them. But the question is, are they real gold? And in order to do this, we're going to find the density of the gold pennies. If the density of these pennies is around 19.3, somewhere close to 19.3, then they are real gold. If it's not anywhere near 19.3, if it's closer to 7 or 8, it's probably just copper and zinc that was produced, as we saw in the alchemy video over turning pennies to gold. So first of all, for these 10 pennies, we'll need to determine their mass and record it on our table. Right over here, you can see that we do have a balance that we will be putting these on, and I'll let you know what that balance reads after I place those 10 pennies on there. Here we go. The balance reads 30.72. So on your data table right here, please write 30.72 right on our data table. 30.72. And that will be the mass of the pennies. The next step will be to find the volume of these pennies, of these gold pennies. -1, I just dropped one. There it is, I got all 10 back. Here we have a graduated cylinder. In this graduated cylinder, there is 30 milliliters of water initially. So our initial volume is 30 milliliters. You can see that right here on your data table. 30 milliliters. And now we're going to place the pennies in there and see what it goes up to. That will be our final volume, or VF. And it looks to me like it went up to, almost right on the line, 34 milliliters. So the volume went up to 34 milliliters. We'll record that on the data table. Actually, better look at that again. 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, 34 milliliters is what the volume went up to. That means the volume of those pennies, if we plug in 34 right there on our data table, the volume of the pennies themselves, they displaced 4 milliliters of water. So the volume of the gold pennies is 4. The mass of the gold pennies was 30.72. As we can see right here, we typed in 30.72. Now, in order to find the density, we would take the mass of the pennies, 30.72, and divide it by 4. And when we do that, if that's anywhere near 19, which it doesn't look like it's going to be, if it was around 19, 19.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, somewhere in there, there would be surely a great opportunity that those pennies were gold, but it looks like it's going to be far less than that. If on your calculator you take 30.72, 30.72, and divide it by 4, oh my, it'll be a disappointing 7.68 grams per milliliter. It's not gold. This is why the alchemists were unable to do this. More on this later, but that was the density of the gold pennies portion of the lab. Thank you very much for watching, and we will now move on to the calculations portion of the lab.